A song by Basement Jaxx in 2001 once asked, "Where's your head at?" Well, for a furry heading to a Furmy or convention, the answer can be anything from a giant duffel bag, a rucksack, or even a garbage bag. But what if there's a better, more specialised alternative? Hello, I'm Lew The Raccoon, and today I'm going to be looking at just that. Meet the Fluffcreations headbag. Up until last weekend, my preferred method of taking my fursuit head to a Furmy was this IKEA bag. Now, this bag, for all intents, was a good option. It just fitted inside major airlines' hand luggage limits, folded up when not in use, so kept it out the way, and the Red Cross pattern print on it is, somewhat offensive. It's nothing exciting, but it's not horrible. The negatives, though, it's quite bulky to carry on its own. The paper-thin material, whilst light, doesn't really offer much in the way of protection, and it's certainly not waterproof. Most obviously, it's in no way fursuit head-shaped. And these problems are often quite common with most options for storing and travelling with various parts of your fursuit. There's solutions that are just good, and ones that people will say, should work okay, but nothing designed 100% for your very own fursuit. And this is where Swiss brand Fluffcreations comes in. For the most recent London Furmy, I've traded in my old IKEA bag and swapped it out for one of their custom, hand-built fursuit headbags. Before, though, I talk about the product itself, I'd like to talk about the order process and just what goes into making one of these headbags your own. After you place the order, depending on the queue length, which is usually around 2 months from ordering, you'll get in contact with Avalon and you'll be requested to provide a duct tape dummy. Now, for most first, chances are you're quite familiar with a duct tape dummy. You've probably made one to get your fursuit itself. This one, on the other hand, though, is a little different. It involves wrapping your head in a plastic wrap and tape and then carefully cutting it. Thankfully, Fluffcreation sent me clear instructions on how to do all of this, but that said, it was probably the hardest part of the actual process, and definitely the riskiest. I would recommend having at least one friend help you with this bit, because you got to be careful with scissors and your head. Once, though, this is complete, it's a simple case of mailing a duct tape dummy over the Fluffcreation in Switzerland. And once they receive this and it's time for your slot, Avalon will contact you and to let you know that he's going to begin work on the build process. This is the exciting bit. Each bag takes somewhere in the range of 15 to 20 man-hours to actually create and stitch together and cut out. And obviously the complexity and the colours can affect this time. The average turnaround time for the entire head process, though, is 2 months. So, obviously this does vary based on season, so do order early to avoid disappointment, especially if you're coming up to convention time. After it's complete, it's just a case of waiting for the mail and your head bag to arrive. Very thoughtfully, it comes packed inside this very handy little pouch, which is fantastic for storing your bag in. And while you're using the fursuit head, if you're like me and wear glasses, it is a great place to keep your glasses safe. The We Bear Bears glasses case is not included, though. This is something I picked up from discount store Miniso on a trip to Poland last year. It's also bears. Yay bears. But even before you open the pouch up for the first time and take out the head bag, though, you'll immediately notice the weight and denseness of this product. It feels really sturdy to hold and very special. Some of my friends were very impressed with just the sheer quality of the feel of the bag itself. Unpacking the bag, you'll notice a nice strong strap to make carrying the fursuit head bag easier, and of course the whole bag itself. The material is bright, colourful, matches your colours quite well, and is nice to touch. It's also splash-proof. Fluffcreations reckons it can probably last up to 30 minutes in the rain. Now, I'm not sure I want to try that myself, but it's good to know that your head is protected against the elements while you run for a train, a bus, or your car. Folded out, the bag sort of looks a bit like this. Yeah, it sort of reminds me of a texture file for a 3D model. On the inside, you'll notice a well-stitched interior, which has a nice soft touch feel and is perfect for making sure your head is kept safe and snug. Securing your head inside the bag is as simple as pressing the ears into the dedicated space and ensuring the muzzle is in the correct position. It starts a little stiff, but obviously just stretch over time. And if you've got lots of horns, because maybe you're a dragon or something like that, it might be a little more complicated to put in. But overall, it's very easy. Zipping it up is straightforward too, and Fluffcreations has very thoughtfully included this special lining underneath the zip, which means your fur is not going to get caught in the zip, which is just brilliant, because that happens to my actual fursuit all the time. And then once you've zipped it up, it just slings over your shoulder like a really comfortable satchel bag, but much cooler. For partial suitors, though, this is the best bit. It's because of the size and everything, you can put your paws, and if you've got like a nub towel or something inside the head, and just carry the head bag to a meet. That's really cool. And my most recent experience of taking it to a fur meet was very eye-catching. Lots of people were excited to see it and have a look at it themselves, and it was a real head-turner, so it was brilliant. And it kept it safe, of course. Let's talk about the price, though. So pricing starts at €150 before shipping. As you'd expect, this obviously changes with the complexity of your character, and of course if you go for any extras. Sort of extras available include like metal clips, like I have, hidden pockets, so you could kite like a wallet in there if you wanted to, detailed eyes, and lots of other features. They're all very reasonably priced, and it just allows you to get a custom feel for your own character the way you want it. Would I recommend this? Yes, it's, put bluntly, it's amazing. Your fursuit head is easily the most important part of your fursuit. It's what makes your character identifiable, unique, and it's also one of the things that I'm always the most scared of being damaged. It's very easy to damage, so it deserves a good home. And Fluffcreation headbags offer just that. Not only do you get something that represents your head as good as if it was outside of the bag itself, but you get that extra layer of protection and the thrill of owning something custom and so unique. Also, I'd like to say that Avalon was fantastic to work with building the fursuit head and the commissioning process, and I could really tell how deeply he cared about my fursuit head, his product, and what he was making. And I just love seeing people who are passionate about their products. And for more information, or to commission one, if you really like what you've seen here, head on over to fluffcreation.com. I've got a link in the description below as well. And do say that Shadow Raccoon says hi. As a side note, I'd just like to say that this review was produced entirely independent of Fluffcreations, and no payment was received in return for making it. Additionally, Fluffcreations were not made aware of this review beforehand, and are seeing it for the first time in its entirety the same time as you. I'd also like to extend a big thank you to both Slaughter Otter and Avalon for helping with the process of getting my head bag. So how do you transport your fursuit head to fur meets? What do you use? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, or consider supporting me on Patreon. There's a link in the description below. I'm Shadow Raccoon, and I will see you next time. Bye everyone!